This next man's killer smile and steely blue eyes have been seen in movies from The Great Escape, Our Man Flint, Hudson Hawk. Monday night, he'll be seen in Crash Landing, the rescue of Flight 232. Please welcome one of my favorites, James Coburn. Folks, James Coburn. Yeah.
You guys really have a lot of fun on this show, don't you?
Yeah, well, we're trying. Hey, I understand you're a cigar buff.
Yeah.
I got you some authentic Cuban cigars here.
Good.
Yeah, you want to light one up? Go ahead.
Fantastic, man. Cohiba, huh? This is
Are they good ones?
Oh, yeah, Castro's cigar.
Castro smokes those?
Well, he used to until he got cancer.
Well, that'll throw a kink in your smoking fun. We got you this little thing, the
Clipper?
Brisk.
Ah, yes. It's like that, though, isn't it? You know?
Yeah.
Actually, I just kind of peel that
You
end
can
off.
just
like
bite it off, yeah? I don't know, I've never smoked a cigar.
You never have? You want me to fix one for you?
Nah, geez, not unless my wife has a kid.
No, yeah.
Oh, Corbin. We should have given Corbin
That's
one.
right,
Yeah, he's got twins coming. He's got him coming out of every orifice on his body. Now,
Twins, my God, can you imagine?
no, I can't. It's so neat for me to be talking to, you're like one of the coolest guys in films, man. I used to love that, Magnificent Seven's one of my famous films. Did you really do the underhand knife throwing thing, or was that all just rigged up? Please, tell me you did it. Tell me you did it, please.
I did half of it.
Oh, okay. What half? You opened the knife?
No, actually, it was throwing it underhand is an almost impossible thing. You can't throw it more than 6 or 8 feet. But overhand, you can throw it, like that. We had to invent this way of throwing it. I had to drop it down behind my, out of my sleeve, and catch the blade, and then toss it.
Yeah.
And Bob Wilkie was the recipient of that knife. He was really a nasty guy, he was wonderful. And he made that thing really work because he was such a nasty bastard. And then there was this spring, kind of a steel wire going down, and the special effects guy had it on a slingshot, and pow, like that. And, and Bob did that famous, oh, Jesus, he beat me at that.
Yeah, it was the coolest move, but if you ever stop to think about it pragmatically, all these guys out there with guns shooting, you're standing out there flipping a knife around.
Yeah, I know.
I guess it seems a little whack, but it looked cool.
Well, it was the closest thing we could come to the Kurosawa, the great swordsman, man. He was, the greatest swordsman in the world, who was shot finally in the back by a half-blind bandit. And that was the irony that we really didn't get in ours.
Right.
I was shot trying to throw the knife.
Right,
Well,
it just
and it
fell
stuck
into
in
the wood at
thing,
the end, yeah. Of course, Magnificent Seven was patterned after Akira Kurosawa's famous film, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And a little filmic history for the crowd here.
Yeah.
Now, what's this new thing? You got, this is about that, is this the guy who almost brought the plane in Iowa?
Yeah,
and
right.
kind of cartwheeled it?
It's called Crash Landing. It was called 1,000 Heroes before. But they changed the title because they had a film about the heroes of Desert Storm, and it didn't do very well. So they thought that any title with heroes in it doesn't make it. So they changed it to Crash Landing. It sounds like one of those 1930s B movies with Richard Arlen and, But it turns out to be a pretty nice little film, actually. Chuck Heston plays the pilot who brings it in. It was a terrible tragedy. There were.
But that guy saved a lot of lives with some.
Oh, yeah.
He actually had to swing the thing all the way in, didn't he? It would only turn a certain way, as I understand.
Yeah.
And
you had to bring it in
keep...
by the throttle because they had no hydraulics. The engine exploded, blew the hydraulic system, both hydraulic systems out. He had to bring it in by the throttle. He almost made it. He made it. He made it down on the ground, right at the last minute. They had no flaps or anything. They couldn't slow it down. It was too fast, and the wing dipped down, and it just cartwheeled down the tarmac.
But still saved a lot of people. Hey, if you're going to blow your hydraulics, you want to look up in that cockpit and see Chuck Heston, don't you?
You bet. Chuck.
That's the man. I don't want to look up there and
Moses
see Wally
flying your
Cox,
airplane for you, man. You're okay.
Hey, you worked with a lot of tough guys, man. In a few films, a couple films I can think of, The Great Escape and Magnificent Seven. What were McQueen and Bronson like? Both tough guys, but were they
Together
different
or
types?
separately?
Yeah, were they diametrically opposed? Bronson seemed warmer to me.
Well, Bronson was bitching a lot. You know, he bitched a lot about Mexico. He didn't like Mexico, didn't like being down there, but he...
Yeah, I know. The
wonderful
water
film.
down there made him go like this all the time.
Charlie, when we were working on this, Charlie told me a great story about that. You know, he's got this face, and he said, we were talking one afternoon, and he was telling me that, you know, he's a Lithuanian, he's from Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, I guess.
That's where I'm from.
Is it? Well,
Pittsburgh. Yeah. Am I Lithuanian? No.
And he had a lot of, you're not?
No.
Okay, we continue.
I'm bad at that. That's my bad thing. I interject too much. But go ahead.
That's
Tell the
okay.
story. So he's from Pittsburgh. He's Lithuanian.
And he was from this large family. And he said he always got hand-me-down clothing. And he got hand-me-down shirts and trousers and shoes. And he said, except I was larger than the guy that was before me. So I always got, his shoes were always really tight. And you see how that's face developed out of wearing those tight shoes. See, you never know. Sometimes really a bad thing can turn into a wonderful thing.
Right.
Look at Charlie Bronson.
You know he's a star even when you saw him in that wax museum thing. Charles Buczynski. Wasn't that his name?
Right.
Charlie Buczynski.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, well, hey, it's a pleasure for me to meet you, James. The film is called The Rescue of Flight 232, and it's on Monday night on ABC.
That's right. And
It's a pleasure for me to meet you, Mr. Flint.
Well, listen, Dennis, keep on swinging, man.
All right, thank you, buddy.
Okay, brother.
Take care. Derek Flint. We'll be right back. Alan Dershowitz. James Coburn.